Hello, everybody. Hi, and happy, whatever today is. Tuesday? Happy Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday. Man, all these days are just starting to mold together, you guys. I'm going to wait for this to pop on over to live for me so I can make sure I'm seeing everything. I hope you're all doing well today. Can you guys believe that we are almost into 2022? Just a couple more days left. I did push live, right? So it still hasn't popped over for me. Are we on? Yeah, we're on. We're on. We're good. Okay, it's just taking forever. Okay, well, I'll just start talking and hopefully you guys can hear me. Oh, there it goes. All right, so hello, hi, happy Tuesday, everyone. Sorry about that. I pushed go, but it just kind of like took a long time to process that I had started and whatnot. So, hi. Today is December 28th. We are almost done with December, friends. It's so crazy. So crazy. Okay, so, sorry, I'm going to hit a button really fast. I'm just printing off. Printing off a bunch of photos for some projects I'm going to work on a little bit later. Okay, so today we are working on story number 25, so Christmas, and story number 26, which is going to be this little mini flipbook album for our elf, Mary. So I'm going to go ahead and flip you guys over and get started with today's layouts. I'm excited because this completes like the actual Christmas stories after this one, you know? And then we just have a couple winter ones. Okay. All right, so get everything adjusted here. Okay, I think that's good. All right. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to put aside story number 26 and let's start with story number 25. So this one is documenting Christmas Day, and I decided that I just wanted to use one photo to represent our Christmas Day. So I chose this one, which is a photo of all of the presents unwrapped and everything's kind of a mess. There's a little bit of the Christmas tree poking out and the television with a Christmas story playing on the screen. This year we had a little bit of a different Christmas than we were expecting, where we originally were planning to get together with my husband's side of the family, but then that didn't work out. So we ended up spending the morning at our house, which was always the plan. We were going to be at our house for Christmas morning anyway. But because we couldn't be with his family this year, we did some of the traditional things that his family does on Christmas morning. So typically his aunt and uncle host everybody for a Christmas breakfast and they make waffles and bacon. And so we did that. So we ordered some bacon and we made up some waffles. Well, we had gotten, you know, supplies before Christmas because we knew that this was not gonna, you know, that what we had expected was not going to happen. Prior to actual Christmas morning. I think we figured it out, or we, you know, everything that happened. I want to say like on the 23rd or so. Anyway, so we tried to make it as close to their side, like the Christmas that they would celebrate as we could. So we did waffles and bacon and mimosas, and we watched A Christmas Story, because they typically put that on the TV and just run it all day long, like a marathon all day long. We just watched it once. All day is a little much. So once was good enough. So that's what's on the TV screen there. Then for my journaling, I journaled based on the 5 senses. So seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, feeling. And that's what my journaling is here. So I'm actually going to take this, and this was a template from the Product Play Back to Basics class from Linda's lesson. prior to everything I did today, I have a couple of things set up. So I had pre-cut this pattern paper here with the circle out of it. So this is going to be the front side of my journaling. So you'll flip it over and then the journaling will be on the back. And then I had stitched on this piece right here. So what I'm going to do is create the backside piece where I'm going to stitch this circle onto my journaling. And then these will go back to back. I'll probably actually put it all the way on there and then just stitch back over this again. That's totally fine. So let's trim this out. Exactly, Caitlin, right? So we were like, yeah. Well, we knew we were going to have to make breakfast. So at first I was going to make cinnamon rolls. I usually do cinnamon rolls for Christmas morning, like mini, teeny, tiny ones. But then we decided to do waffles instead to kind of honor Aaron's family. The way that we do Christmas and Christmas Eve here in our household, because we have all sides of our family here, so like everyone is here to celebrate, we will often, we flip-flop. So this year was Christmas Eve with my family, and then Christmas Day with Aaron's family. And then next year, it'll flip the other way. So it's just a way for us to be able to celebrate and do the traditional things. It just, you know, happens to be every other year. Okay, you guys might hear a little bit of yelling here for a little bit. We've got our neighbors from our old house are coming over to hang out with the kids today. So you might hear some voices in the background. Okay, so I'm just gonna add like the tiniest bit of adhesive here. And actually, what I probably could do is add this on here momentarily. Let me just like pretend. Boop, boop. Stick this on here, and that way I can make sure it's exactly where I want it to be. Okay. That. Okay. All right, so then this can go on here. Okay. Just making sure it's kind of straight. Okay, so that seems about right. And then I guess what I'll do is I'll go ahead and actually adhere this, right? Because then I can stitch around the circles and get both of them. Okay. Oh, and I meant to stamp too. Okay, hold on. We'll have to do that before I guess it really doesn't matter, right? Okay, so let's go up here, there, and there. It does like kind of cover up a bit of my journaling, but it's okay. Whatever. All right, so then let's stamp this real quick. Oh, Risa, I'm sorry to hear that he had pneumonia. Pneumonia is like the worst. Just the worst. Is he on the mend though? Oh, doing better after getting started. Feels better enough to be cranky. Oh no. That's really good though. Ooh, savoring. So the words on this stamp set aren't perfect, but they're good enough. So I've got watching, listening, savoring, which could be good for taste, right? So we've got looks like, sounds like, tastes like. Okay, smell and feel. I've got loving, which could be for feel. And what do I want to do for smell? Maybe enjoying. They're so loud, sorry. Okay, yeah, I think that's probably good. All right, so we'll stamp these on there real quick. Oh, Emma, your mom tested positive. I hope she gets better really fast. And you're waiting for it. Oh man. Fingers crossed, Emma, for a quick recovery and that you guys didn't end up getting it. Oh, you know what? I forgot to get, okay, let me go quickly. Of course, I always forget this, like every single time, right? Let me go get this wet. I'll be right back. Okay. She says she feels worse this time around than when you had it in March and fully vaccinated. Oh, no. Yeah, all the COVID stuff has just been like, ugh, it's the worst. COVID and the sickness just going around, you know? All right, so we've got watching, listening, and oops, down here. Savoring. So, I just heard him go outside. My neighbor who's here for like hanging out with the kids has a voice that carries. It's just a very loud, he has a very loud voice, very like enthusiastic and boisterous. It's funny. I'm so distracted. It's just funny. Enjoying. Because normally everybody hangs out downstairs while I'm doing this and you guys don't even hear them. And I don't even hear them. Okay, there we go. So there's my words. All right, so I've got that. All right, so now I'm going to take this, I'm going to bring my sewing machine over here and stitch around the circle. And then we'll put this the rest of the way together, which isn't too hard. So let's put all this over here. Sewing machine, I want the gold because I liked the gold. Get my petals back out. I'm really hoping this January to finish, here we go, to finish setting up my studio because it's, you know, we got a lot of it set up. Okay. We got a lot of it set up over the month of September, but then once October hit, and you've got October, November, and December, basically everything in our entire house halted. So we have tons of projects to get done, which is something I'll definitely keep you guys updated on once we're working on stuff yet again. Like I think, well, not I think, the next thing on the list is our pantry. And I had some grand ideas for what I wanted to do with the pantry, but we're gonna go with something a little bit simpler. It'll still look really nice. It'll still be, you know, finished, and put this here. We took out a bunch of wire shelving and we're building in wooden shelving. but it won't be, like I wanted it to be a little bit more customized than it will be. And the reason why we decided not to is because it's a bit smaller of a space than it seemed. So in order to maximize on the amount of space, we need to keep it fairly simple. So anyway, we're gonna be working on that. That's probably priority number one. And by probably, I mean absolutely, because right now our pantry is my husband's office. So he has bookshelves behind his desk, and right now they are filled with food. So that's fun. What do I want to do here? I want, oh, how far apart are you? Maybe G? I'm gonna guess it's G. I probably don't want to guess. I should probably find out. Let's see what happens. Yeah, that's right. So anyway, so that's priority one. And then once we get that done, I'm hoping to get the rest of my like desk situation set up and built in, and my camera mounted and a bunch of other stuff in this office. Once I get that done, then I'm hoping to film a studio tour, like finally. All right, here we go. I'm going to stitch a circle around a circle. Okay, here we go. Circle done. Oops. All right. So I'm gonna put that up there. Okay. Done with that. And get these out of my way. All right, so that gives me this title piece. Yay. Okay, so then next I'm going to take my photo and hole punch this. So grab my hole punch and my template. Okay. All right, and then I want to put a bit of adhesive on the edge of my photo and a bit of adhesive on the edge of the flippy portion. Then we're going to set one on top of the other and pull down. Pull that part down. Okay. Awesome. So then that will flip out for the story. Okay, so what I am thinking though is I've got that Christmas morning, which is really kind of fun. I wonder if I could like just kind of playing around. What do we got? What do we got? What do you guys think? Should I do 3 of them or should I just leave it with the 1? I'm almost thinking just the 1. I feel very minimalist when I get to this point in this project, you know? Otherwise, I would do like that. What do you guys think? Okay, and I'm very behind on your conversation. Oh no, Mary, your son and family are moving to Brazil in May. Oh. Oh, that's really hard. I think that's one of the hard things about, I think you guys are right, just the 1. That's one of the hard things about, so like, I guess when your family members, whether it's your child or a sibling, when their spouse is from a different country or even just a different state from far away, that always, that's such a tug of what do you do and where's the right place to be? That's kind of like my sister and her husband. Like there's always the possibility that they could move far away. In fact, when he is done with his current degree, they probably will have to move. And by that time, they might have kids. And it's just like, it's really hard. Because family is family. And it's just hard to be away from them. So I feel for you. I feel for you, Mary. This one is driving me nuts. It does not want to stay. Oh, well, it would help if that was opened. Closed. Stay closed. Okay, just that one is the only one. All right, so we're going to go to day 25. Just back here and put this in. So this will just adhere directly onto the back of the one before it. So that will be Christmas morning. For this one, my journaling says, watching, or AKA looks like, right? Christmas looks like boxes and torn papers strewn about the living room, toys pulled out of boxes, and kids excitedly playing with everything that's new. A Christmas story plays on the television while breakfast is made. Christmas looks like a magical gathering of family. Listening. Christmas sounds like exclamations of joy and exchanges of gratitude. It sounds like carols playing while the bacon sizzles. Savoring, or tastes like. Christmas tastes like waffles and pure maple syrup. It's piles of crispy bacon and orange juice mimosas. It's pastry treats and holiday cookies. Enjoying. Christmas smells like new books, peppermint chapstick, chocolate, and fresh brewed coffee. It smells like pine-scented candles enhancing the remaining aromas from the Christmas tree. It smells like home. And loving, aka feeling. Christmas feels warm and lovely, relaxed after weeks of preparation, and slow after a year of fast. It feels intimate and present, a day to simply focus on the now and not think of the days ahead. It feels like joy and belly laughs. It feels like the warmest of hugs. So there we go, Christmas morning, which I really like doing that type of journaling, like thinking about different aspects of the day. What does it taste like? What does it smell like? What does it sound like? You know, and those sorts of things. Okay, so I'm gonna put this back to the side and we're gonna work on this Mary mini album that will go inside the big album. So Mary is our elf, and every day she moves around in our house and brings us or instructs us on something to do together as a family. So as the month progressed, I took pictures of her every day wherever she was. And this year she was very smart and left us a typed out message with each gift. I'll show you what those look like in real life. So these were the messages from Mary. So an example might be, for day 1, she had this one that said, "Let the countdown begin. Izzy and Jojo, can you believe we only have 24 days until Christmas? This year, I want to help you count down to the big day, and I've got 2 awesome advent calendars to share. Every day you get to add 1 magnet to the tree and unwrap 1 book to read. How fun." So every day she had a little note, which I'm sure she prepared before December because she's got to be organized like me. And would sometimes leave things like this day she left an advent calendar for them to add magnets to. Sometimes it would be instructions to do something like shop for our new ornaments that year or those types of things. So our elf is very much a way for us to do things together, right? So it kind of helps us to stay on track. It's almost like having a bucket list, but she brings us the stuff to do. So there's no excuse why we can't. So I've got the pictures of her, 24 in total. And then I've also printed over here journaling, which basically just has the day of the month, the title of her card, and then the thing that she brought or instructed us to do. So what we're gonna do here is cut these down. So I made these 6 by 4, which you'll see in a minute here is not going to cover the whole space. So we're gonna get creative and figure out how to cover the whole space. I might bring out some of my leftover papers that I didn't use this year. Or something along those lines. Okay, so we've got all that. All right. Okay, so let me put these in order. Oh, that was easy. All right, so these ones go here, and then there, and then there, and then there. Photos and journaling. This is going to be the top piece. These are going to help give a little bit of decoration. And then inside of the folio, which is where this is going to be housed, there's also this little pocket on the inside, and I've put a few things in here. This has no purpose, just it's just brown. I don't know. I kind of like how it looks when you're looking into the book. So I'm probably not going to do anything with that. I'm just going to, maybe I'll add something to it. Izzy drew a picture for Mary, and she brought this back so I could put it in the pocket. And then this year, Izzy asked Mary a couple questions, and the next day she would bring back an answer. So I'm adding into the pocket the 2 answers to questions that Izzy asked, which she asked Mary if reindeer really fly, and she also asked Mary if elves ever sleep. So I've got Mary's answers there. So those will go into the pocket, and then the album will go over here. Okay, so moving on to the album portion. So what I need is some plain old paper that I need to cut down into 2-inch strips. And I'm going to need 1, I think I'm going to need 4 of them total. 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so then I can fold these in half. And I think what I'll do is, how do I want to do this? All right, so I think what I'll do is start with the top one. I'm going to add this up here because this is going to be the very first flip. And this card I made from the Star Mini Kit. I just cut that cardstock down. Okay, so that's the top. And then I'm going to want to decide is, do I want my, I think I want my journaling on the top and my photos underneath. So we'll go ahead and add this journaling. Up at the top here. Okay. And then the bottom will be photo number 1. Yep, so I'm gonna line that up here and fold that up and over. Okay. Now, to the bottom of this, I want to figure out, like, okay, so if I've got the brown, this will be the bottom. So I'm thinking maybe I want green. Maybe something along those lines. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna hold those to the side. All right, so this is gonna be flip number 1. Maybe I'll do those first. So then this, that way I can get them positioned exactly where I want them to go. Okay. Yeah, Betsy, I'll read you the answers. Okay. So Izzy asked Mary first if reindeer really fly. And so Mary responded. She said, Isabella, I'm so excited you want to know more about the amazing reindeer we have up at the North Pole. Yes, reindeer do in fact fly. They are the ones who help pull Santa's sleigh so he can deliver all the gifts to the kids of the world. And then she asked if elves sleep, which is a very good question since they are awake and watching, you know, during the day, and then they fly to the North Pole and report to Santa at night, you know, according to, oops, I just totally did that on the wrong side. Did I? Yeah, I did. That's okay. We'll do it this way. Anyway, according to the movie, so there's like elf movies that you can watch, and they talk about that on the movies. And I actually think they might talk about it in the book too. And I should mention that for us, we don't really use our elf as a means for punishment. So it's not like, you know, like Mary's watching you, so you better be nice. So we don't really do that. It's more so like I don't know. She just brings us stuff to do, basically. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. Like, it's not, we try not to use it as a shaming mechanism, but more so as a way to bring a little bit more joy into the Christmas season and more, you know, time together. Okay, so for do elves ever sleep? Mary's answer was, she said, Isabella, I love knowing that you want to learn more about us elves. While we do actually sleep, the truth is that we don't need as much sleep as humans, just a tiny nap here or there. This makes me better able to keep an eye on you and Jojo, but also lets me visit Santa at the North Pole at night too. So those were the two questions and the answers, which is fun. The really fun thing about that is, like, regardless of the answer and, you know, whatever, for her, you know, she would go over to Mary and, like, whisper questions in her ear, and then she'd come tell me that she asked Mary a question and whatever. And then when Mary responded to her questions, it made her feel really special that her elf took the time to answer her question. So, and eventually, you know, she'll know. She'll know all there is to know about the elves. Okay, there's that. This way, I did put that on there the right way, right? Yes, okay, good, good. All right, so we'll do this one. All right, and one more, and then we can figure out the rest of the construction. All right, so we're gonna go this. I will say that if elves are something that you either already have come to your house or are something that might eventually make its way to your house, telling your elf or suggesting that they pre-print out all of their messages for the entire month really helps them to stay on top of making sure they're moving and doing all that stuff. It definitely makes things a lot easier on them. Because our elf has never done that before in years past, and this year it was a game changer for sure. Okay, so we've got all of these pieces. So what I want to do next is figure out where to place these. Well, I suppose right, so if this one's at the top, I should move that. I wonder if I just like totally did that wrong. Probably. I guess not. I just should have cut paper out, I suppose, right? And not strips. Because my original thought was that the strips were going to go here, but that is not necessary. So I feel like I had a much better grasp on this probably when I prepared this page. Okay. It's so funny. It's not like I've never done this before. Okay, so let me go find an old one. Not you. Oh, where's an old one that I did? Maybe this in here. All right, let's go look at this real quick because I don't remember. How did I do this? Like this. How did I do this? So, oh, I see what I did. Okay. Yeah, I did that wrong. All right, so. Okay, so what I want to do then is okay. All right, I see what I did. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna leave this top one the way it is, but the next one, I don't want this. Okay. Instead, what I want is you, and maybe like some washi tape. Do I have washi tape, guys? I could use black. That wouldn't be terrible. Okay, so maybe I'll use black. So then what I want to do is grab some more copy paper somewhere. I definitely have more. Over here. No. Yes. Okay, so try this again. In a different way. We'll see how this goes. Okay, so if I take this and I have no idea if this is gonna work, but we're gonna find out. All right, so I'm gonna put this here. Here. I feel like this is probably not going to work the way I want it to, but we'll find out, I guess. Because what I want oh, it might. Okay, so if I do that and then we take this, and maybe what I want to do is score you in half. I'm winging this. Just total heads up. This is an absolute winging it moment. So I'm going to score this puppy in half. I just want a little bit of this to poke out of the bottom. I probably would have liked more of it to poke out of the bottom, but I don't have more of this, so we're just gonna use what I got. And we'll tape it together. Oops. Okay. All right, so we're gonna try that. I feel like you need to go in more. Okay, so then that gives me a lip of green. Now, okay, so if this one goes up at the top, then that opens up, and then that opens up. And what I think I want here is maybe some black and white washi tape. Right, so if I take this, so then it's a 1/2 of an inch lower. So I want to cut this at, put it up here at like 1/2 an inch. Cut that off. Okay, now this piece will stick up here. Okay, now let's do another one. I think this will work. I don't know. We're gonna find out. So now I need to score this again at 1/2 an inch. Maybe I'll just do that to all of them. Okay. Okay. And this one. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to think through this, you know? All right, so let's then this won't go all the way to the bottom, and that's okay. I'm fine with that. It actually might let me, I might be able to like put it more towards the middle, which is fine. Okay. And one more. Okay. All right, so we've got this one, which goes up, and that goes up. So then the rest of these. All right, so this is basically I need to take all of these hinges back off again so that I can fill this in the right way. Right, so it's going to be you, and then on the back of you will be this guy. Okay. That's fine. Okay, and then this one. Nice. Okay, well, I guess that's gonna stay like that because whatever, I'm not gonna care. Okay. Right, so those two are gonna go together. This one and and this one. And then this one will be on its own. Okay, so let's try this again. So I need 2 more because the last one's just going to stick directly down onto the page. So that's not that big of a deal. 2 of these to redo them. All right, so for the first one, we put a hinge in there that connected the cover with the first, whatever that's called, the first journaling, right? And then we immediately added, or we added the photo to the bottom of the hinge. But so we have the, the photo and the next journaling card. So right, that's the V right here. That would be like the V of one of these, is the 4 different cards. But there's a second hinge in there that just comes out the bottom. So that's going to allow me to stick it down onto the actual page itself. And so that's what I'm repeating for all of the rest of them, except they don't need the title portion. They just need the part to stick them down. So what I'm going to do for the rest of these is add a photo on one side. So like this photo will go here, right? No. This will go on that part. Okay. So I'm going to put the journaling card on this because I probably should have done a different section first. Okay, so the journaling card, the top of that is going to be the photo. Like so. Except in between them, we're going to add this piece. Because I just want there to be a little like pop of pattern in between them. So I'm going to put that in here, trying to keep it as even as possible. That's probably about right. Okay. Okay, and then we'll trim this portion off. We'll add a line of washi tape. And then I'm going to trim this at 1/2 inch. So I'm going to put the hinge part or the fold right at that 1/2 inch, trim off the rest. Okay, so then that will be number 2. So then this is going to be adhered directly underneath that washi strip, right? So you'll be able to see the black and white above it, but when they close, you'll just see the pattern. Okay, next is Carol of the Bells. No, Reindeer Games. So yeah, this one. Okay. So this turned out way more complicated than it needed to be. That's okay. So we'll add our adhesive, add the photo. Flip it over. This will be the journaling. And it really is not quite a 1/2 inch. So when we construct it, a little bit of each section will overhang or will go on top of the washi, but that's okay because that'll prevent the washi from pulling up and ripping too. Yep, that's good. Okay. Oh, I forgot to put the pattern in. Okay, we'll do that here in a second. Do this, pattern. Okay. Oh, and 1/2 inch. And then this one at the bottom, which just needs this little piece of red. Okay. Okay. So now we can do this again. Okay. So if I've got all of these pieces, that will layer on top of each other, like so. That actually became a lot smaller than I anticipated, but that's okay. So actually, maybe I will keep it up at the top, and that way the bottom, because all that bulk is in the bottom of this, so that actually kind of makes sense to me. So we'll put it right up at the top. Okay. So then what we're going to do is we're going to start with the top one. I'm going to actually grab score tape for this part because this is going to be fussed with over time, so might as well make sure it's down really good. So there's 1 and 2, and then this I'm gonna put right up, I think maybe right underneath the stitching up there. Okay, so then that allows me to flip 1 and 2. The next one, I think what I want to do is line that up so they cover each other, and then stick it down. I think like that. Right? Yes. Okay. So that gives me those. Okay. Next. So if I were to do this again, if I were to do the same layout again, I would probably have cut thicker pieces of the pattern paper so that this was more of an inch rather than only a half of an inch. So it'd be like an inch of paper down and then an inch of paper down, an inch of paper down, an inch of paper down. That would have, the sizing would have been better. So I would have needed to cut 2-inch strips, score them in half, and then add them in the middle. That would have also then made the washi portion an inch thick. So you could keep that as washi and just use whatever you have on hand, or you could take some of the additional papers and add that up here instead. But I think that would have filled in the space a little bit better for this type of a layout or this particular design. But that's okay. I'm totally fine with the way it's turning out. It's totally fine. All right, so this one, we're gonna stick down in there again to where they are on top of each other. Yes. Okay. Press that down. And then last but not least, we have the full page. Which I'm just gonna stick the whole thing down. Okay, so I think what I'll do is just take that one off for now, the top one, so I can line it up and stick it down. And then we'll do the rest of it. Okay. Okay, so that is that. And then we've got the little notes and things over here. Okay. And then it will close up. So it doesn't close quite as nicely, but whatever. And then this would tie. Right, kind of like so. Let me grab my album here. We'll stick it back in. Okay. So I'll clear this off real quick because that's it, Christmas Day and the 26th. I will open it back up and kind of talk you through the different things that Mary brought for us to do this year. And that way, if you're looking for ideas for next year, it'll give you some. I will eventually have these pages on YouTube as well, so you'll be able to go back and look at them there. I am playing with a couple of ideas for how to release content for the holiday seasons next year, because it becomes really, really hard to come here and craft for like an hour or two with you guys and then take this content and old content and merge it all together and edit it down and voice it over. It just becomes like hours of work. So hours of work and time away from actually enjoying the season. And that's for both October and December, I found this year. So the posting it in two different places, meaning here and YouTube. So I think next year, my plan is going to be to edit and post onto YouTube. So I'm planning to do like I did this year and craft live, because that saves me a lot of time in the actual like making it realm. But for YouTube, I think I'm going to edit and post the first half. So basically like volume 1 from day 1 to day 15 over the course of the month of December. And then days 16 through the end of the month, whatever I decide that's going to be for a year's future, that those I will post in November of the following year. So I will edit them and voice them over and have them ready to go, but I'm not actually going to post them until November, because at this point, you know, everybody gets tired of December content and they're ready to just move on, myself included. So I think that'll be a way so that the, you know, volume 2, you'll see all the construction for it in November leading up to December, and then in December, I'll work on this live. So Patreon here, you'll see the entire album before the end of December, just like you will this year. But on YouTube, I'm only going to post the next couple layouts. I think I have 14 and 15 and my intro page. So I'll do those 3 and probably a flip through of volume 1, and then everything else, all of, you know, stories 16 through 31 and the title page and the flip through I will do in November of next year, just to kind of space it out. And I don't even know why I was bringing that up. I had a purpose for bringing that up, but I don't remember. I don't remember now. Okay, so let me open this back up. So we've got the Mary mini album. You guys have already seen this stuff here. So in terms of the things that Mary brought us, we've got day 1 was Let the Countdown Begin, and she brought us advent calendars. Day 2 was What is on Your Wish List, and she brought us letters to send to Santa that she took for us. Day 3 was All is Bright, and she brought us a new decoration to put outside and encouraged us to put up our Christmas lights on the house finally. Day 4, Santa Loves Art. She brought us a sticker book and a coloring book and instructed the kids to create some artwork for her to take to Santa. Day 5 is Santa is Calling, and that was a day we did the Zoom call with Santa, so she just was reminding us that Santa was going to call that day. Day 6, I love puzzling. Every year, Mary brings us a Christmas puzzle, so this was the one she brought us this year. Day 7, Deck the Halls. She brought us supplies to make a Christmas ornament with pom-poms. That was day 7. Day 8, You Can't Catch Me. We made gingerbread cookies that day, so she brought us some supplies that we were missing in order to make the cookies. Day 9 was Joy to the World, and she told us to go and get our our new ornaments for the year, because that brings her a lot of joy to see what we choose. So that was the instruction to go get ornaments or order them online, which is what we did. Oh, Christmas Tree was our getting the Christmas tree. So she was reminding us that today was the day and making it really exciting. Day 11, What's Cooking? She brought us a sugar cookie decorating kit to do as a family. Day 12, Christmas is Popping. She brought us, kids, we have a bunch of those poppers. They're kind of like, if you've never seen them before, they're kind of like bubble wrap, but they're made out of silicone, and you can pop bubbles back and forth, and they're just like a fidget toy. So she brought us some Christmas themed ones. Day 13 was Reindeer Games, and she brought us this really cute Frosty the Snowman game that we could play. It's like a follow the leader type of game. It's super cute. Light It Up was day 14. For that one, she brought out some supplies for us to make a paper light strand with construction paper. Day 15 was Playtime is Now, and she refreshed some of our Play-Doh because our kids' Play-Doh was all dried out. So Santa allowed her or gave her permission to bring us some Play-Doh a little bit early in the year, in the season. Day 16 was Get Your Boogie On. She told us to make a playlist and have a dance party. Day 17 was a merry movie night. Erin and I had a date night that night, and she knew about it, so she brought the kids supplies to make special Christmas popcorn and instructed them to watch a movie with their grandparents. Day 18 was Carol of the Bells, and she brought us this really cute little like terracotta painting kit that you turn this little tiny pot into a bell, and it's an ornament for your tree. Day 19, let's build a cookie house, and she brought us a gingerbread cookie kit. Day 20 was an A to Z, what do you see? And she told us to do a scavenger hunt to find things starting with the letters of the alphabet. Day 21, make it a movie night. We were talking about watching the Santa Claus, and she overheard us. So she told us that we should definitely watch that movie that night, and we did. Day 22, there's a feeling of Christmas. She brought us some supplies, some like light up glow things to bring with us to the zoo wild lights that night. Day 23 was tic-tac-snow. She brought us this Christmas themed tic-tac-toe game. And then day 24 was her goodbye, a farewell letter. And then the next day she left a small gift for each of the kids. So that is our merry activities. All right, so I'm gonna tie this back up, and then that, friends, is gonna be it for today. Tomorrow, I have scheduled on the calendar a 1 o'clock live. However, I just got a message from Allie that they want to do an instructor Zoom call for One Little Word at the exact same time. So I'm going to find out if that's really going to happen. And if it does, then I might just cancel the live for tomorrow, and then we'll do one on the 30th and one on the 31st. So then the 30th would be 27 and 28, and then the 31st would be 29, 30, and 31. If it doesn't actually happen, then I will be here tomorrow at 1 to do the next 2 stories in this book. I'm hoping I can be here tomorrow. Tomorrow's my birthday, so I thought it would be really fun to be able to spend some time with you guys on my birthday, and have that be part of my birthday story. But, you know, we'll see what happens, right? All right, friends. Well, thank you all for invite us to the Zoom call, right? That's funny. So, yeah, that's going to be it. So I will see you guys, if not tomorrow, then the next day. I will, if not tomorrow, I will announce that in Facebook. I'll let you guys know, and I'll put it on Patreon that live is canceled. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow here at 1. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Cannot believe we're only 3 days to the new year. Just excited for what's to come. All right, friends, have a good one. I'll see you later. Bye.